welcome back everybody to the 32nd episode of the Tundra Cast. Once again, I got Rossi with me.
Howdy.
And I got Nick.
Hey.
And today, we're going to review last night's Tampa Islanders game. We're going to preview tonight's Game 2 matchup between the Canadiens and the Knights. And we got a bit of news to talk about, too. We got some Jack Eichel trade news, and we also got some Gerard Gallant news. So first, let's start off with Tampa Bay, New York. First off, I want to say, if you've seen that penalty on Braden Point, I don't care what you say. I don't know how the hell he got a penalty on that. That was so BS.
But let me look that up real quick because I actually didn't see that. Hang on.
But it was an Islanders defenseman or forward who pushed Point into Semyon Varlamov, and yet Point got the penalty for goalie interference when it was the Islanders player who full-on shoved him into the goalie, and the Islanders end up scoring on that power play.
I mean, to be fair, does it really matter considering that Tampa won either way?
They won the game, but you still got to look at the fact that, I mean, after Bruce Cassidy called out the Islanders, calling them the New York Saints and all that stuff, that, I mean, it is an eye-opening call that there could be some bias towards a team for the refs.
It also injured Varlamov, so you got to look at that too. I think Sorokin's the better goalie for this series, anyways. Yeah, you got to look at that when one of the guys go down too. So, yeah. Oh, that's a hard collision too. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was busy yesterday, so I didn't really see the game, but I seen the tweet that Varlamov got pulled. I wasn't sure why, but yeah, it's a hard collision. But it looks like Pelech pushes him, so
yeah,
I'm not
right.
Sure.
I think it was the wrong call to make, but with Varlamov getting hurt and everything, I think it's a call that they had to make.
It's one of those reactionary calls. You see that kind of a lot, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know what, though? It's good that Tampa actually won the game. I felt like they really didn't play that bad in the first game where they lost 2-1. I still think Tampa wins the series in 6. I still think they're the better team. Do you think Tampa needs to play a bit more dirty? Because the Islanders are kind of a sandpaper hockey team. They're gritty, and they're going to get in your face. And Tampa has those kind of players in Gaudreau. They have it in Coleman. I mean, hell, Kucherov is a bit sneakily dirty out there. So, I mean, they got to play like the Islanders. I mean, they have
the Islanders are a beast defensively, front and back.
Yeah,
that decor is incredible. Even like the bottom 6 for the Islanders, they got Komarov, Clutterbuck, Martin, a lot of grit on that bottom pair. So bottom 6. So, yeah, I definitely agree with that point.
Yeah, I mean, I agree too. But I'm gonna say this. What you said about Tampa, I'm going to say this. I'm going to go with the old adage that I've always been told since I was little in sports, that defense wins championships. And Tampa's defense is definitely not good at all.
It was better last season. I mean, Tampa's decor last season was pretty good. This year is just, especially with the way Hedman has played, they got to be careful.
Hedman's a defenseman?
Oh yeah.
He doesn't even play defense.
We went over this last podcast.
I'll do what I want.
But yes, Tampa needs to play better defensively for sure.
I think it's weird as a defenseman how you're analytically better when you're not playing. I don't see how that.
I mean that's the same thing with Tyson Barrie. I mean, the team is so much better when he's not on the ice.
Yeah,
such a weird
stat. How a Norris finalist and somebody with the name Victor Hedman.
He's gonna win.
Yeah, is literally a detriment to his team in the analytics.
That's why I want them to play, because I'm pretty sure right now Sergeyev's getting third pair ice time. He should not get third pair ice time. That kid's a beast on both sides of the ice. Like, they should give him. I think you cut down Hedman's minutes a bit because he's actually playing injured. So cut off some of Hedman's minutes. So he's not playing like 25 minutes a night with an injury. Make him play like 20. Give Sergachev the defensive responsibilities, and I think that would be better for the Tampa Bay Lightning, but I don't think John Cooper's going to do that.
Yeah, no. But tonight's game matchup at 8 p.m. Central between Montreal and Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
My keys to the game are just for Vegas to win, just do what you did game 1.
I mean, for the Habs, the keys to the game is that it's going to be weird, but I think that I'm just going to say the same, that I think the Habs should just play how they did last time. Because last game, I mean, Carey Price was so good. the Habs threw around the body. They actually had a bit of offensive flair, but it's just Vegas is such a good team. I don't think there's a lot the Habs can improve on. Just play your game, try to solve Marc-Andre Fleury early. You gotta quiet down the Vegas crowd because when the Vegas crowd is rowdy, it's insane. It really pumps up the home team. So you just gotta get the early goal and just play the shutdown defense like you did against Toronto.
Yeah, against a team like Vegas, you got to come up flying because that really sets up a great game down the line. But it's a lot harder to win a game when you're chasing. So getting that strong start at the beginning is crucial against a team like them.
And especially with Vegas, something Montreal could take advantage of is the fact that Leonard's already hurt. So if you can somehow manage to injure Marc-Andre Fleury,
just Chris Kreider him 2.0. Wow.
I don't think you should be wishing injury on Fleury for that.
Wow. I'm not trying to wish injury on anybody. I'm just saying it could be a tactic that they could use.
Yeah, but then imagine Karma's gonna have, bite in the back and the ass, and Logan Thompson gets 3 straight shutouts, or whoever their third string.
I'm just saying that it could be a tactic. Of course.
Yeah.
It's happened before, and I'm not saying anybody should try to injure anybody.
I mean that's true. Because in 2016, it was Game 1 between the Pens and the Lightning, and Ben Bishop went down with injured, and then Vasilevsky went in. But I remember that series. Vasilevsky was just unreal. So I get that point, Rossi. But karma can bite you back in the ass.
Yeah, I'm not saying anybody should try to hurt him, but if you can get to Fleury, shake his confidence and everything, that's a big advantage. The main thing for Montreal is actually getting shots on net because we know how crazy Vegas likes to block shots. So it's up to Montreal to actually, get shots on net and not just be hitting defenders or anything.
That's a weird thing about their defense. They block a lot of shots, but they also love to drive the play. Shea Theodore, Pietrangelo, Whitecloud, Kaufman. Yeah, all those guys love to drive the play. So,
they jumped up a bunch first game.
Yeah, and they still got a lot of shots. That Vegas team can honestly do anything, and it's gonna be hard, honestly, to win this game. The entire country besides Toronto are cheering for the Habs to win this series. I hope they do. I just don't see them winning tonight. I think Vegas is gonna come out flying. I think it'll be another similar result, 4-1 win for Vegas. It's gonna be hard. But you know what? Maybe when the Habs go back home to Montreal and play in front of 3,500 fans now, that can boost them up.
Yeah. Before we move on from the whole playoff talks and everything, something interesting is I saw a chart that went off of each United States, each state's most hashtagged on Twitter team. So you can kind of get a thing of who's rooting for who, and coming in first is the Islanders.
Makes sense.
Second is the Canadians.
There you go. Okay.
Especially in places like Wisconsin and Oregon, more of the northern states are favoring Montreal.
Washington.
Yeah. Third is Vegas, mainly because of the Southwest.
Right. For Tampa makes sense because they just won the Cup last year, and the Buccaneers just won the Super Bowl. So do you really want? Yeah. I'm telling you right now, Tampa's just gonna be Boston 2.0 solely because of Tom Brady. I'm telling you, the Bucs are gonna win the Super Bowl for 5 straight years just because of that guy.
That means that their baseball team will be a superpower too. So
Yeah.
Look out, Tampa Bay is gonna become a anyways. I guess we could move on to the Gerard Gallant news. He has been named the head coach of the New York Rangers.
Yep.
And unlike the Columbus Blue Jackets head coach hiring, this is actually a smart one.
Here's the weird thing about Gallant. All right, I know the stats, but I want to make sure. So I have his Wikipedia page up. Every time Gallant gets hired by a new team, he only lasts 3 years there. In Columbus, when he was first hired in 2003, he was there for 3 seasons and he got fired. In Florida, he was there for 3 seasons. Oh, sorry, no. In Columbus, he was hired. He was there for 2 seasons. Got fired 15 games into his third season. In Florida, he played. He was the coach for 2 seasons. Then in his third season, he got fired 22 games in. In Vegas, he was there for 2 seasons. Then got fired 49 games into his third season. So here's the thing. It's pretty likely, based on this pattern so far, that Gerard Gallant won't see the end of his contract in New York, because this pattern's kind of concerning. Because I get it. I get the thing with Gallant. He took an expansion team to the Cup Finals in his first year, which is amazing. But besides that, he hasn't really had a good season. In Columbus, they missed the playoffs every single year, and I know Columbus is a garbage team, especially back then. But I mean, first rookie coach, I get it. Then in Florida, first year he misses the playoffs. Second year they lose in 16 Islanders, and third he gets fired. And same thing happened in Vegas. Cup Finals, first round exit. Then third, then the next year, like they were doing good, but I think they're third in the division behind Arizona, and I think it was either the Canucks or the Oilers, but I don't know. But it's a concerning trend. History tells us that he's going to have a good 2 years. Then in the third year, everything's going to fall apart and he's going to get fired. And coaches in the NHL have a short, like most coaches in the NHL don't see the end of their contracts unless you're like Coach Q or John Cooper or one of those guys, Barry Trotz. More likely or not, you're not going to see the end of your contract. And I mean, it's a 4-year deal, so it's really likely to me that he gets fired like 3 years in. But for right now, for a young New York squad, this is the way, because I'm pretty sure David Quinn mostly played a defensive system, which did not help with that team. Gallant's more offensive. He's going to allow guys like Panarin to do his thing. It's gonna be awesome to watch the Rangers next season, but I just don't think he's going to finish out his deal there.
Yeah, I don't. I think there's maybe a chance that he does finish off his contract there, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. Like, there is a huge pattern, and it's very alarming. So, whether he does or he doesn't finish out that contract, obviously New York's gonna get a big boost just from like even one season with him.
So you think the Rangers are a dark horse next season? That's a pretty good signing,
I
at least for the first 2 years. But
I think so for sure. Just with the
yeah,
young group of kids they have, and more is going to come up. Like I mean, Grasshoff will play a full year. Robertson should be up. Like they have a lot of good young kids there.
that's got to be one of the best rebuilds I've seen in a little while. That Rangers team, just considering where they were a few years ago,
Oh yeah, for
getting all
sure.
those picks. They've been drafting really well recently too, so they're
Yeah,
gonna be good.
Yeah. In more news, Jack Eichel could be traded before the end of the playoffs, and it looks like the people who are making a push for it, the teams, are the Kings, the Wild, the Ducks, the Jackets, the Flyers, and the Rangers are all making pushes for Jack Eichel.
Well, the Kings would have the most to give up for sure.
here's the thing though. I don't think the Kings will get him. I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
think so either, but they have the assets to get him.
for
If
sure. But
if the
I'm
Kings are smart, they will not trade for Eichel.
Right.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. The Kings, I think, said this offseason they want to target two top six wingers, and their center court is already stacked prospect wise. Now, here's my thing. Here's the team I think he'll go to, and I have a mock trade proposal. Um, I think Philly might be the best way, like the best course of action. First of all, I don't think Eichel wants to play on the West Coast, especially being from Boston. I think he wants to play for a bigger market, and Anaheim's not going to allow him to do that. LA would, but I don't think they should trade for him. I mean, Minnesota, they have a good young squad, but I just like once again,
The only
it's
problem
not
with Minnesota is their cap space.
yeah, and like all the other teams you mentioned, Rossi, aren't big markets except for one, Philly.
Yeah.
Philly's actually a relatively big market.
I think the
Now,
Rangers are big market, but
I don't think the Rangers gave Eichel though.
yeah,
I
true.
mean, I mean, we'll see. But in my opinion, because I already have a package set up here for Philly, it was a bad year. It was, but I don't think people are saying trade Konechny, trade this, trade Drew. I don't think that like you should make those types of changes. I think if you bring a player in like Eichel without trading a lot of pieces off your roster, you're set. Now, Buffalo would want a center. I mean, a couple of prospects picks back for Eichel. So one of the centers I would see going back for Eichel in the Philly trade would be Nolan Patrick. I think he requested a trade from Philly. He switched agents. He wants a fresh start. And Patrick would get all the ice time in the world is in Buffalo. He would, because no one's going to be playing there. Let's be honest. He'll get 25 minutes a night, and he can probably break out there if he can put the concussion stuff to rest. I hope he does, because he's a talented ass player. I hope he doesn't get another concussion, because that could really jeopardize his career more. But so you have Patrick going back to Philly, and you need a couple prospects. Guys like Morgan Frost and Bobby Brink. I mean, two guys that are projected to be top 6 forwards in the NHL. That could really help Buffalo down the line as well. And you know what, Philly, if you get Eichel along with the group Philly has, you're going to be a good team. So I think Philly would be willing to give up a couple first-round picks for Eichel. And I think that's the package, Buffalo would try to get. And I think that's an actual realistic package that Philly would send. And you probably throw in a contract too, like Gostisbehere, but I think Philly actually makes the most sense. And honestly, I'd bet money that Eichel would go to Philly.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that a shocker happens and he goes to a team like just a really weird team that no one expects.
Seattle.
Yeah, maybe. Like
Imagine.
But a bit more news and rumors is apparently the Florida Panthers are asking about Patrick Laine.
I don't think that's what Freeman said. Freeman said he wonders if the Panthers would be on him. I don't think he.
If the Panthers ask the Blue Jackets about Laine, but still that is interesting because Laine is on the trading block, isn't he?
I'm pretty sure he is.
And then
last I heard,
John Tortorella may be a possibility for the Seattle Kraken.
Oh boy,
that's gonna be fun.
That's a great way to promote new fans.
Pierre-Luc Dubois is going to be drafted to Seattle Kraken. He's going to be like, no!
Speaking of Laine and PLD, what a bad trade for both teams.
Yeah.
So far, yeah, holy.
Ross has been good, but yikes.
Okay,
yeah, Ross had a strong start, but down the stretch he wasn't that great. But.
Toronto Maple Leafs have signed forward Jason Spezza to a 1-year extension.
Spezza's an idiot. Just sign in Colorado or Vegas. You're not going to win in Toronto. You're just not. Just go, same thing with Joe. Thornton and Spezza, just tag team in Tampa Bay for 1 year at $700K, play on the 4th line so you can get your cup.
Yeah.
Or to Vegas.
I think Spezza's just too loyal.
He is a loyal guy, but he deserves a cup.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, he's not going to do that in Toronto.
No, he's not.
I'm sorry, Leaf fans. This was your year to win it.
Yeah, you got.
But now,
just like every other North team, you got to go back to a real division next year. Except the North teams that play in the Pacific, then you just get to go back to an easy division.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean, there's also the news of me once again being Nostradamus and calling something. I don't know how I keep doing this.
Well, that's it for today's episode of the Tundra Cast, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow.